What up, Overwatch Odyssey League fans? We are here bringing back a matchup to kick things off in the regular season. Tonight we have got Jade Dynasty coming off of their undefeated reign of terror in the preseason, and CCC starting off new in the Overwatch Odyssey League. Quite an exciting matchup. To commentate tonight's matchup, we have got Mayday and Jakey Wakey. Mayday, what's going on?
Not a whole lot, Zoran. Just excited to get the league going and see what this new team can bring against Jade Dynasty.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super pumped. Jakey Wakey, how's it hanging?
It's going great. I'm great to be back on the mic, and I'm ready for some good gameplay.
Definitely. Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick things off tonight with a escort game mode at Watchpoint Gibraltar. So everyone, go ahead and buckle up and enjoy the action.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Initiating match.
All right, guys. So, as Zoran said earlier, the Jade Dynasty was undefeated in the preseason, coming off of a really strong showing there. Well, Cotton Candy is a new team in the league, and we're hoping that it's going to be some competitive gameplay here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see kind of what Cotton Candy comes out of the gate with here. Just maybe seeing if they did maybe look back on some of that Jade Dynasty gameplay in the preseason just to see what they're up against, and maybe if they have any strategies going into this.
Yep, for sure. I will say, looking at what Jade Dynasty's coming out here with right now, Spy is a new addition to the roster from a different team. So we'll see if he brings any different strategies for the team or not. And Arrow played a lot of Lucio in preseason, so I'm excited to see what his Alari is going to look like. Getting some good nades up top from the Junkrat. These little small corridors. Yep. As expected with that Junkrat, Jade Dynasty's kind of splitting up.
Spy does go down to Kitten Mage.
Yep, and then Oso with 2 picks of his own. Oso with a third. And Jade Dynasty kind of cleaning up here. Just one fight in though. Cotton Candy's getting their footing.
It's a new season, it's new gameplay, and they don't exactly know what Jade Dynasty is going to come out with, so they got to make changes on the fly.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's going to have to do that from time to time at least. Got some supports on Jade Dynasty with a few kills here. That's pretty big. It's always helpful to get some kills from your supports for sure.
Of course. There is a reason they're called supports and not healers.
Oh yeah. It's headshots from Alari and Kiriko can be deadly.
And looking at these alt charges coming up from Jade Dynasty, we do have quite a few coming up. I'm interested to see kind of how they use those, whether they combine them or just kind of use them one by one.
They don't have anything that really works super well together. Spy's still at 70% on his ult. A lot of times you see the Kiriko and Soldier ults comboed. Here's Oso popping his, and Squid Storm also. Okay, here's 3 ults used by Jade Dynasty this fight. Got May on Cotton Candy. Odin, he's got his ult. Maybe they can do something with that. And they swap to the Zarya. I like that against the Roadhog hooks. Maybe he'll be able to bubble and save some people.
Yep. And that is the first round, so I wouldn't be surprised if Cotton Candy is just coming out with a little bit of nerves, knowing that this was the #1 team in the preseason, and not having played against them before. So I think once it comes to the coming rounds, I think they might pick it up just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so far we're seeing that synergy from Jade Dynasty really working to their advantage. Ooh, we got Cotton Candy on the flank around, going a different way. I like trying a new idea here. Spy drop from high ground. If they can push him and get him there, that's a big pick. Good kills here for Cotton Candy. But it is overtime soon, so they're gonna want to keep 3 on the cart, I would think.
We do have Jade Dynasty pretty spread out right now. Laurie really being the only one up there towards point. The rest of the team's trying to get back right now.
Yeah, Arrow is back there behind their team up top, but he's at 80 on his ult charge, so maybe he's trying to work for an ult here. Ooh, with a pick too. There's the grab, but that Thor bolt. Yeah, see, the Jade Dynasty just came up with ults when they needed them there.
And that's always a crucial thing, is just checking that ult charge and knowing when to use it, whether your teammates also have ult or not, just playing around those.
Yeah, we saw in the preseason that Jade Dynasty was very good with their ult economies. So that was to be expected.
Now we are switching sides here. I know that sometimes in maps like this, it does change the whole game when it switches from offense to defense. So I'm interested on seeing kind of how they change up their strategies, seeing if Cotton Candy is going to play that high ground kind of like Jade Dynasty did, or if they're going to play it a different way. Maybe they have their own little strategy that they got going on.
Sure, this could still go either way. This can be a tough point for a lot of attacking teams to get around that first corner if the defensive team is able to hold that high ground.
Yeah, looking at Jade Dynasty here, we do have the Kiriko staying on. We got Arrow switching over to that Lucio that you did bring up earlier. Oso going with Winston. Spy switching over to Sojourn, and Split on Echo.
Yeah, between the Echo and the Winston here, I'm expecting that they're going to try to get a pick off of high ground pretty early.
Oh, of course.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
And Arrow switches over to Mercy right before the round starts.
Yeah, he's going to be pocketing Squid Storm on this Echo. Try to give him a little bit more of an advantage. Maybe they saw the soldier coming out. And there's the couple kills here for Jade Dynasty. Jessicus is pushing the payload underneath still, getting some valuable push. There's the full team wipe. I think that's probably going to be that first game. Yep, sure is.
Play the game.
And that wraps up game 1. Okay.
So we saw Arrow there with the play of the game on Alari. What'd you think about that play there, Jake?
It was a good play. Coming off that flank, not really catching the eye of Cotton Candy, catching them a little off guard. They did have the pylon up, so it's not like they weren't doing any healing.
For sure. Yeah, he hitting those headshots, they can be quite deadly. I'm always surprised to see an Alari play the game without an ult. So props where props are due for Arrow there.
I did like the strategy that Jade Dynasty had staying that top ground. I know we did have a couple that dropped down, maybe a little early. Like we did see that Torb get down low pretty quick. And then Cotton Candy, they just kept coming through that main door, and I think once they decided to go through that side door, I think it was just a little bit too late. But I do like the strategy change that they were trying to get, maybe just trying to find a different option.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty crucial adjustment that they made, trying to go around as they were getting jammed up in that main corridor there. It can, like I said earlier, it can be a really harsh place to get out of when the defending team is taking advantage of that high ground.
Oh,
They
of
had
course.
Oso on the hog just camping on the payload there, so it's hard to get any payload progress when you have Oso able to heal himself and just taking damage from all angles.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like it worked out well for them. I think it just might have happened just a little bit too late.
Yeah, looks like next map is going to be New Junk City, and maybe the Cotton Candy Corruption are gonna maybe switch up some heroes here, and who knows, maybe they'll be able to flip this next game around and get themselves a game win.
And I've said it in the preseason multiple times, but it's always a different game between kind of like control points and escort points. Just with not having that moving point to have to move with as well and kind of play around. It's all in that one spot, so you kind of know where everyone's going to be coming from at all times. So I'm excited to see kind of how this plays out. I think it might be able to go in Cotton Candy's favor depending on how they play it.
Yeah, we don't have anything to go off of as far as past experience or gameplay that we've seen from Cotton Candy, as they are a new addition to the league. But I think that's kind of exciting too, because you never know what's going to happen.
Of course, and it goes the same way for Jade Dynasty too, because they also have no idea how they play. They've never played against them, so it's just adaptability for both teams, just depending on who's playing what and kind of how you're working around your team.
I agree. Looks like we're making a lineup change for Cotton Candy, bringing Rob in here.
Traveling to New Junk City. Initiating match.
All right, round 2 is about to start here for this matchup tonight. What are your kind of predictions for this map? What are your maybe score predictions?
It's hard to know or predict too many things with a new addition in the team of Cotton Candy. But we do know that Jade Dynasty was just very dominant in the preseason. So I'd like to see at least 1 or 2 points here go towards Cotton Candy. I'd like to see them maybe flip things around, give themselves some confidence. But we'll see. We got Oso playing Junker Queen this match. Junker Queen against a Roadhog. I'd give the Roadhog the advantage in these.
All that, and it also depends on kind of how the supports are playing, depending on if they are trying to do a little bit more damage and heal on the side, or just kind of the distance they play from their team.
Of course, yeah.
Spy gets
I like
picked up earlier there, but able to slide out.
I like the Mei and the Moira picks here going up against this Genji. But even with that, it's like Jade Dynasty is going to take this first fight. It's like Cotton Candy's going to try to take a different path to get to the point here. Going underneath. Again, I like the adjustments that they're trying here.
Yeah, of course. I like that they're changing up their strategies kind of a little bit quicker. Instead of trying that same thing over again, just pushing
sure.
that same
That was a big Junker Queen ult by Oso. Got almost the entire team of Cotton Candy. Without them having a Kiriko, it's going to be rough goings if they are not able to cleanse those antis.
Oh, of course. We do see both Arrow and kind of Desica's coming up on both ults right now for those reports. You see Squid there with his blade coming up as well. He is dropped and blade is popped.
And not getting a whole lot with that Dragon Blade, but it could have been more of a zoning ult, just keeping Cotton Candy preoccupied so that they didn't go into the point, so that they could get that first point cap.
Yep.
Soul's getting Squid Storm here.
So Cotton Candy was getting some pretty good damage right there. We do see Jade Dynasty kind of back off, try to get to that next point.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Here comes a big Mei ult. I like this. They got Oso in it. They're able to get the tank down.
I think that was a good option.
Jade Dynasty still flipped it around. Wow. Even after the loss of Oso. I think a big part of that is still just the synergy of Jade Dynasty. They've been through these kind of fights before. They know what to
Right there's
expect.
that word from the preseason, that synergy. That's going to be a big part of this postseason for every team. You see Squid coming back up on that blade. Spy does have ult as well.
Capturing the point.
Yeah, Jade Dynasty fell back to let their Kiriko come back to join them. Jade Dynasty close to several ults here. I like that Mei wall blocking Spy initially. Wow, and Spy with a 3K. Another clean kill. Team kill by Jade Dynasty.
Jade Dynasty's pushing up, kind of trying to push their spawn, just making sure they don't touch that point.
Yeah, this is what we saw from him in the first fight too. They're just trying to zone him out so that they can't get to that point.
Yep.
Even if it costs them a player or two, they know that they can get back to the next point before it unlocks.
And we saw it when Cotton Candy took out Osa that Jade Dynasty isn't necessarily down just by losing one player.
So with the shout, ooh, Rob looked like he got stuck there on the corner. That's just unfortunate.
Stoll's just kind of sitting there taking it, knowing he was the last one.
Big 3 kills there by Squid Storm.
And that was a good idea from Souls, knowing he was already low health. He wanted to get out of that fight. You just had to die quick, regroup with your team, and try and get the next one.
Arrow with the beat drop, and he gets Rob in the back again. Souls unfortunately got separated from his team with that last May wall. Wasn't able to get out. Cotton Candy's gonna have to go in quick here if they want any chance to bring this back.
And that is game 2. Jade Dynasty takes it. Let's go ahead and check out this play of the game.
Squid Storm's Genji looks just as strong as ever.
Indeed it does. Overall, I think that was a great game. I think Cotton Candy definitely came out a little bit more aggressive that game. Maybe trying to shake off those nerves a little bit. They did get a lot of good damage at times. Maybe sometimes they just weren't able to finish it off. Maybe they might have some strategies to switch up. It just kind of depends on what they're talking about right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to make another lineup swap here. We'll see if that makes any difference. I will say I liked the strategy of Jade Dynasty trying to, when they were close to capping those points, how they forced the fight away from the point instead of trying to fight on the point. Even if they lost the fight, if they're able to stall them out before getting in there, then they still win that point. All right, looks like we're going to do a quick interview with Oso from Jade Dynasty.
Oh damn. Yo, I'm in this. What's up? What's going on?
Hey Oso, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, brother.
All right, man. Well, it looks like your team's doing pretty good so far. Do you guys think that you need to make any adjustments to keep that going forward?
So far, nah, I wouldn't say so. I think we just keep playing the way we just always play since like the preseason. I'm sure we're gonna be fine. Just focus more on just being as good as we can possibly be, and yeah.
Yeah. So I saw that you guys. It seemed like you had a strategy in New Junk City to, when you're about to cap those points, that you're going to fight away from the point. Was that something that you guys had talked about going in, or is that just something that happened naturally?
That's just something that kind of just happened naturally. Once you play for a while and you're able to feel how like another team plays, you're able to just kind of just get in there and kind of like take liberties that you could do. Really, it's we've been working hard on our queen comp, and we just want to rush people down, and that's all we did. And then we were just trying to get ult charge, and we just did a good job. So yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it worked out pretty well for you guys there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I wanted to play Hog. I was excited. I was screaming, "Let me play Hog!" But I flipped the coin and it came up tails, so I had to play Queen. So.
Sure. How do you feel the pace was for you guys in the last 2 games? Do you think that you guys were playing at the pace that you're trying to play at? I know that it was a pretty dominant 2 games, but
yeah, the pace did feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I expected it because we have like a ringer and like we have like a sub right now because 2 of our teammates dropped. Sadly, I don't want to play the game no more, but it happens. They were good players. I miss them, but be like that. But I thought we were gonna play a lot slower, or we would need to be like a lot more focused and stuff, you know. But we ended up just like pulling through, and we were playing like we didn't miss a beat at all. Just feels like the original crew, if it was still around. So I'm happy about that. I'm glad we can still cement our dominance for as long as we can, basically.
Sure, sure. All right, man. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you right now. But good luck in your upcoming games.
Fantastic, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so that is 2 matches down. Jade Dynasty is up 2-0. How are you feeling about the turnaround chances right now, Mayday?
If I'm being honest with you, Jakey, it's not looking great for Cotton Candy to turn it around. As we saw in the preseason, Jade Dynasty they rarely even give up a map. They're a very hard team to get any wins on.
Of course. And not taking anything away from Cotton Candy, they play well. They do really good damage. I think it's more of just the fact of maybe trying to focus targets a little bit more. Focus those guys that are low when you can. And I know they're switching up strategies quite a bit. And honestly, this is the game to do it. It's the first game of the season. Get all the nerves out, all the strategy reworks. Go ahead and get that out now. Try and figure out your team, the way you want to play.
Yeah, a lot of things can change from here until the end of the season.
Oh, of course. And on the Jade Dynasty side, I feel like Spy is adapting really well with this team. Like we heard from Oso, he said it feels like the same crew. Like it's all that adaptability that we were talking about earlier, and I feel like Spy has done a really good job with that.
Yes. Yeah, I'd agree with that. All right, and here we're getting the third game started here on Lijiang Tower. Looks like Control Center is going to be the first map of the 3.
All right, having played this map, what are your maybe character expectations for this map? Whether it's for specific players or just kind of team comps in general.
I do like to see a lot of Mei play on this map. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that from Jade Dynasty, as there's some good cutoff points for a wall to be thrown down. But I don't know if that's something that they play as much. They did, as Oso mentioned, they did lose a couple players. I know that Khan is one of the players that they unfortunately lost. And he played a lot of Mei for them in the preseason. So I'm interested to see if they... Oh, and looks like Spy is going to play Mei for him. Looks like both teams having a Mei here.
And looking at this Jade Dynasty lineup, we do have Reinhardt, Baptiste, Mei, Symmetra, and that Lucio on Arrow that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, this is a similar composition to what Jade Dynasty like to run in the preseason. I do like the Kiriko pick from Cotton Candy. They've had a couple times where they needed that cleanse. We'll see if it comes in handy on this map.
So an Arrow getting some good picks. Squid able to finish off that Kiriko as well. And Odin Davis does go down.
Yeah, Jade Dynasty really thrives with these brawl comps, as we saw in the preseason. It's something that I think that they've had a lot of time practicing with. I do like the Orisa up against the Rhine, but yeah, if he gets walled off here, it's just going to be, it can be pretty rough.
That was just a really good wall there by Spy.
I'm thinking maybe Cotton Candy could be helped by a Symmetra, maybe get him past that main choke so that they don't get walled off anymore. Or if someone could, maybe they send in the Mei first and she walls off herself.
Yep.
I don't know, this can be a really hard choke to get through. Jade Dynasty going in aggressively here.
And you went and asked Oso about that, the pace of the game, and if they thought that was a good pace. And I think they do a really good job of setting that pace. They don't let the other team kind of get in front of them. They don't let them get ahead. They set the pace, they stick to it, and they make it theirs.
Well, I like this flank from Souls on the Junkrat over here. Let's see if he can get anything. There's the Mei wall. So they should be able to get in through the main door. Ooh, but Oso with a shatter. Just another dominant showing from Jade Dynasty, holding their spawn. We saw that tire come out, it's unfortunately just a little too late. Maybe that just wasn't Cotton Candy's map, maybe the next one will be.
Ready for battle.
I do like the Symmetra a lot on this map, as you can get into the point very quickly. Looks like Rob is going to be switching to the Ashe.
I feel like Hero's spread is just like a really good, not necessarily skill, but it's a really good thing to have when playing this game, especially just in general. Being able to play as many characters as possible, knowing their abilities, and knowing how they work. Like with that Reinhardt, you got a good counter with Ramatra. I feel like that maybe would have helped him out just a little bit on the Cotton Candy side, knowing that the punches do go through the shield. And maybe that's not a character that they can play or don't play well, and they know that, which is also a smart decision. You want to play heroes that you know how to play, and that you can kind of work with your team as well.
Yeah, going up against a Reinhardt with a Mei and a Symmetra can be pretty hard to figure out what tank to play against. Like you said, maybe the play would be Ramatra here, but with the shield, you're also able to charge up the Symmetra beam.
Exactly.
So,
And sometimes it's not even the counter picks that would work out. Sometimes you might just be really good at a character, you know kind of how to get around those abilities that the other team might have. Because for example, Zarya is a really good counter to D.Va, but I've also seen a lot of really good D.Va players being able to take out those Zaryas and just kind of get around that.
yeah. There's almost always a way to out strategize the other team, even if they've counterpicked against you.
Of course.
So it looks like we've been paused here for a minute. Might have had some technical issues with a couple players.
Looks like
think
we're
we're-
all ready to start back up.
Yeah.
5,
I'm excited to see this Ashe from Rob Lob.
2, 1. Round 2.
Robolob.
Capture the objective.
I apologize if I'm butchering your name, man. It's the first week.
Yep.
Here, Jade Dynasty already in with that Symmetra pick. Got Ashe and Arrow. Oh, there goes Rob down to the Arrow. Lucio. Arrow plays such an aggressive Lucio. He hits those shots. Souls with 2 picks though.
And Soul's able to get Oso as well.
Yeah, looks like Cotton Candy might be able to flip this back around if they can get in there quickly. Souls with another 2. Wow.
Arrow does go down to the side of the map. Not going to talk too much about that one. I know that is
Happens
kind
to
of
the
a
best
rough
of
thing
us.
to happen, but yeah. I'm really liking this gameplay by Souls right now.
Oh
He's
yeah,
getting
he's
a
big.
lot of good picks right now.
He's came in clutch this round for sure.
I think Souls might be forcing Jade Dynasty to maybe switch it up a little bit.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, they've already got off at the Symmetra. They're maybe afraid to TP in with Souls already being in there as the Junkrat. These narrow doors and being inside. Rob with a dynamite kill on Squidstorm.
Jade Dynasty looking really low all around right now. Oh, so hanging in there. Not able to stay in there long enough. Jessica's sitting here trying to get out. Arrow as well trying to get out. Kind of regroup with their team.
Squidstorm could be in trouble here. Oh. If that spear would have connected. Maybe.
I think Cotton Candy's got a really good holding team comp right now. I think winning that one team fight, kind of taking charge of the point, really helps them out quite a bit.
And we got a bunch of ults coming out from both sides here. I really like what I'm seeing by Cotton Candy this round.
Of course.
A pretty late ult there by Squidstorm. But Cotton Candy is at 90% to cap. However, they are able to get a couple picks here. Yeah, looks like they were able to flip it back.
Cotton Candy does still have plenty of time to get back, though.
Oh yeah. Jade Dynasty at 30%. Got at least two more big team fights here.
Cotton Candy just needs to win one in order to take that point back.
That is true. And Souls with that Junker tire. He's able to get one or two picks with that. It could be a big game changer. Arrow with another pick on Rob. Souls gets Squidstorm though.
Spy goes ahead and throws out that mail. I do hear that tire coming in. Able to get Arrow.
That's a big kill onto Arrow. Hit Mage able to get the res onto Souls. And this has been one drawn out fight. Both teams getting picks back and forth.
Arrow goes ahead and drops feet again, trying to stick into this fight as long as they can. Soul's able to take out Arrow, but then does go down to Squidstorm's ult as well as the Mercy.
What a flip from Jade Dynasty there. I think I would have liked to see Rob maybe go Symmetra to get the team there faster.
Yep.
Especially since he didn't have Bob. But Jade Dynasty gets another win here.
Alright, let's go ahead and check this play of the game. Alrighty, and that is game 3. I liked a lot of what I saw right there from Cotton Candy. They had some really good pushes, and they held that point really well. They definitely flustered Jade Dynasty, it seemed like.
Yeah, they almost took that map. Souls Junkrat looking very strong. I really liked what I saw from him, especially getting that play of the game. Looked like a pretty good play.
Of course. And I think that Jade Dynasty might play not necessarily careful this map, but I think they might alter just a little bit, knowing kind of what Cotton Candy does have in their back pocket.
Yeah, I know Jade Dynasty likes to run that brawl comp, but this is Eichenwald is also a good map for flyers. Okay. Well, it looks like Cotton Candy. Oh, what? So it looks like Cotton Candy has bowed out. Looks like they're going to forfeit the rest of these matches. So another dominant showing by Jade Dynasty, even though Cotton Candy was able to take some of those fights.
Of course, I really would have liked to see kind of how they do with these last two maps, just because they are different game modes, and we know that different game modes can change kind of the ways that teams play, and kind of how that outcome turns out.
Yeah, we saw that from that last map. You never know. A lot of Overwatch is map dependent with your teams.
Always.
Maybe they didn't know that it was supposed to be 5 maps. Maybe they thought that it was the best of 5 as it was in the preseason.
Well, with that being said, everyone, we do appreciate you tuning in for the first matchup of the Overwatch Odyssey League regular season. For those of you here with us watching, we appreciate you being here to support us. For those of you who helped participate in everything that was going on, we do appreciate all the contributions that you made. Special shout out to Mayday and Jakey for commentating tonight. For those of you who are not aware, we have got another matchup coming to you on Wednesday. We have got, it is Kaiju Core MX and Wyoming Cowboys. So stick around. We'll see you back Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we will have a matchup between those two teams. I'm excited to see what we have Wednesday as we prepare for that matchup. Any final remarks there, Mayday or Jakey?
I'm excited to see what that matchup looks like on Wednesday with 2 new teams again. Looks like that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, same here. If it's anything like this, it's gonna be a great matchup.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, for those of you here watching, we appreciate you being here, and we will see you again Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the matchup between Wyoming Cowboys and Kaiju Core MX. Until next time, see you guys.